Hello, I'm Naomi Rouleau, and welcome to this episode of The Blastlight. Do you remember the first movie that forever changed you when you were young? Remember how you looked at life in a whole new way? As adults, we often underestimate the power of revolution through entertainment, especially the impact it can have on young minds. Well, there's a special program in Vancouver called Out in Schools, and they're looking to do just that.
The inspiration for Out in Schools really came from a need, like a lot of outreach programs that deal especially with youth. We understood, and we had the facts from studies to back up the fact that young LGBT youth were not having the same experience as their straight peers in schools. Being a film organization, we also knew that film and video is a really great way to engage and educate people on topics of social justice in general, but obviously specific to LGBT youth. Originally, when the program started, we weren't sure what students were going to want to see. And then we started to experiment and show more youth-made films that were done on a small budget, sometimes on a camcorder in the hallway of a school. And right away, we learned that this was so much more effective at actually engaging youth. Nowadays, you can create a film on your phone and you can upload that and edit it online and then have it on Facebook within a few hours. So the fact that students don't need to invest, several $1,000s anymore to do this also becomes clear in the films we're showing.
In the fiscal year of 2012 to 2013, Out in Schools delivered 100 presentations to more than 10,000 high school students in over half of the BC school districts.
We really try to encourage young people through our presentation to employ and utilize media, music, sound, film, art as a means of addressing social justice issues and human rights. So really opening that dialogue within that space by setting the tone like, hey, we're really fun and we're not much older than you, and we're out there in the community doing some pretty rad things. So the Rise Against Homophobia Youth Short Video Contest happens annually, and we seek to challenge young people ages 12 to 19 to create a 30 to 60 second video that challenges homophobia, transphobia, and bullying. And oftentimes those videos will address other forms of discrimination like racism, sexism, and other forms of oppression.
This year we had almost 100 submissions, and we opened up the contest from coast to coast. So all across Canada, youth were making videos around queer, trans, gay issues, and they were from youth in rural communities as well as cities, and from lots of different cultural and racial backgrounds. And lots of the youth who make videos are actually straight, which might surprise some people.
So one of the favorite films that I received through Out in Schools was submitted to the Rise Against Homophobia Youth Short Video Contest this year. And it was submitted by a young girl named Linnea. She was 16 years old, and I remember watching the video for the very first time. It was only 60 seconds, and I was in tears. Tears were rolling down my face and collecting on my keyboard because I was so touched by the emotional narrative that she was able to evoke through pure animation.
We really are making a tangible impact. When we go out and make presentations in schools, we are always greeted by students following our presentations who want to share stories with us. And whether those be unfortunate stories about how they've experienced personally bullying, but how they appreciate that our programs come in to try to make a change at that, or whether they be positive stories about their experiences coming out and knowing that they were able to reach out to community resources such as Out in Schools. So hearing that feedback from students is probably the most rewarding thing.
To learn more about the Out in Schools program, please go to outinschools.com. My name is Naomi Rouleau, and thank you for watching this episode of The Blastlight.